With the November elections now in the history books, the focus will soon shift to who will run for future office on the state and county levels. But with the new law recently signed by Governor John Corzine, the political process could be taking on a whole new look. Joining me now to explain, Assemblywoman Valerie Huttle of New Jersey's 37th Legislative District and Assemblywoman Amy Handlin of Legislative District 13. For those who may not know exactly how it works, when we talk about county committee political party process, how does that all work in New Jersey?
A lot of people don't understand it, and
I can't
that's
even
a shame.
say it.
That's a shame because we'd love to have more people involved. The county committee members are the election district grassroots representatives who are elected by the voters in the primary and who do the organizational work in both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. So they have tremendous power. They help to determine who are the candidates who are brought before the voters so that the voters can then choose.
So why was a change necessary?
Well, I will tell you this, that simply the law now requires that these political parties of Democratic organizations and Republican organizations now have I will tell you that before this law was signed, we had elected committee members in our own county that were never really accounted for. We could not get a proper list. Now the law certifies that these members are part of the county clerk's record. So if I wanted my own list of my own county committee people, which I'm sure that we should be able to have, it is now there for the public. It also now sets standards of the Constitution, the bylaws, and it is provided to local board of elections. So this is now more transparent, it's more open, but the best part about the law, and I think Amy will agree with me, is these elected people, these elected county committee people elect their local mayors, their county freeholders, their state legislators, and at the end of the day, the governor. So these people usually are there by the virtue of a chairman, and that's what I think we need to talk about, is how strong these chair people are and the influence they have over these county committees, and this law will bring more transparency, so therefore if there's a ballot, they will have closed ballots. So therefore, these people will not be intimidated to vote by virtue of what the chairman is influencing them on how to vote. And it opens up the process for people that want to serve than merely people that are just appointed to serve.
So you think more people will actually be coming forth to say, I want to run for office?
Well, yeah. The thing people need to understand is that these county committee and the county party leaderships are the gateways to getting on a ballot, to going before the voters. And unfortunately, what's happened in too many parties on both sides in too many parts of the state is that the only people who could get the support of the insiders were other insiders who were, very frankly, willing to make deals, to cut deals, to make promises. You had to know somebody, and too often you had to say, yes, put me on the ballot and I'll vote to give your friend a job, or I'll support your brother who needs a contract. And that's not the way it should be. And now, with this change, what we have assured going forward is that someone who is an independent-minded, forward-thinking leader who is not beholden to the bosses and to the insiders will have a chance that he or she would never have had in the past.
Absolutely.
One interesting story about some of the changes and how they came about, too, was with State Senator Weinberg.
Yes,
tell us about
which
that.
Is my colleague in District 37. And there was actually, I mean, we had fraud. We had committee members being exchanged for other committee members. And again, we never had the actual list where we can actually ask these people for their support. And it came up, they wanted to throw one of her supporters off the county committee, and they forged his name. And apparently the rest is history. They suffered the consequences, legal consequences. And she lost by 5 votes, but those 5 votes were held as fraudulent votes. And at the end of the day, they went to court. They almost went to the Supreme Court, and that's how they got those votes tallied on her behalf. Because there was a lot of intimidation. People were afraid to vote their conscience, and people were afraid to vote for the right person. They were voting by intimidation. I think this law will really clarify the transparency and the open process of voting for the person that deserves to be there. And it gives opportunities for women and minorities to get on that ballot.
Does this mean deal making is over, that you won't
We hope
ever
so.
see?
Well, we hope so. That's the goal. But I'll say this, that a lot of people say politics is a game. And to some extent, there will always be gamesmanship. But the truth of the matter is, government isn't a game. We're not playing at this business. And we need people who approach it in that way, who have serious interest in public policy, who want to do the right thing, and who don't want to just be there because they've been strong-armed into doing it.